Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to yoga, morning yoga. So I am Anne Casapini, and I'm delighted to share with you lots of, we're going to do a fun series, introducing the chakra system. The chakras are 7 major energy centers in the body. And I'm going to use this as a resource and want to share that with you since it's the library class, and also this resource, which is very fun. So each week we're going to explore one of the 7 major energy centers. We'll explore how it can affect your well-being, physical, emotional, spiritual, and it's just a different lens to kind of explore your practice. So we'll do a different one each week, and I invite you to join me in that series. Let's start though with centering, as we always do. So please find a comfortable seat. The first chakra is all about grounding, so I want you to feel your feet on the floor. Feel the earth. Chakra number 1 is associated with earth element. So just really sense the earth underneath you, the feet on the floor, the hips. Is the weight balanced under your hips? And you can rest your hands on your lap. Lean back a little bit, lengthen in your spine, and just gently close your eyes now for a moment or two. Draw your attention into the body. I'd like you to imagine that you are growing roots like an oak tree down into the earth through your feet, through your hips, bottom of your pelvis, the tailbone. Grow roots. And gently breathe in through your nostrils and breathe out through your nostrils. Paying attention to the breath is a wonderful way to feel a little bit more grounded as well. Just mindfully breathing in and breathing out. Good. I like to ring a bell to remind us to come to this moment right now. Great. So continuing sitting, I would like to start with a little overview of the chakra system. Then we're going to do a specific breathing technique and some special movements, okay? So the word chakra is a Sanskrit word meaning wheel or disc. You can think of it as an orb of light, an orb of energy. Chakras are also called lotuses, symbolizing the unfolding of flower petals, which metaphorically describe the opening of the chakra. The beautiful lotus flowers are sacred in India. Growing from the mud, they symbolize a path of development from a primitive being to a fully blossoming consciousness, mirroring the base chakra rooted in the earth, which evolves into 1,000-petaled lotus at the top crown of your head. So when we work with the chakras, it's really to heal ourselves of old constricting patterns lodged in the body or mind, or habitual behavior. And finally, just another way to remember it, you can think of the chakras as organizational centers for the reception of energy, the assimilation of energy, and the transmission of life energy. So the first chakra, you can imagine this wheel of light, this circle of light at the base of your spine. And it's associated with earth element and grounding and stability. Those are really important qualities that we want to have in our lives. A sense of grounding, a sense of stability, right livelihood. So it's fun. Today we're going to explore asymmetrical poses and symmetrical poses, developing better balance, right? When your body feels strong physically, you can feel more grounded literally in your body. And when your body feels grounded, you feel more safe in your mind. Yeah. And when your breath is more even, you feel more steady. So those are the qualities that we work with and hope to cultivate when we work with the chakra system. So let's go to the mat now. I'm going to switch my glasses and meet you on the mat. We're going to start in a standing position, Tadasana pose. And you can have your chair here in case you need any help with balance. Always make sure when you're using the chair that the 4 feet of the chair are safely on the mat. All right. So standing with your feet sitting bone distance apart, that might be about 5 to 8 inches apart, toes pointing forward, place your hands on your hips and bend your knees. Look at your feet, see that they are parallel. So what does that mean, parallel feet? Draw an imaginary line or 2 imaginary lines from the front center of your ankle straight forward to the base of the second toe and make those 2 lines parallel. Now, root, press the big toe down, the inner heel, the big toe mound, I should say, the inner heel as well, the pinky toe mound and the outer heel. Bend your knees a little bit, send some energy downward. And while you're keeping each of those 4 points pressing in your feet, lift and spread the 10 toes. That's going to energize the muscles in your feet, your legs. You're going to feel nice and supported around the joints. Feel that and then release the toes. Now we're just kind of working on this standing pose for a little more intensively for today. You're going to take your hands, take your fingers and just gently slide in just to see. I want your thighs to move inward. You'll bow a little bit the torso. Your sit bones will move back. I'll show you from the side. So I'm going like this. I'm taking my thigh bones back. I'm bowing the torso a little bit. Sit bones move back and apart. Then take your hands and brush the buttock flesh down until your tailbone draws down and you feel a corresponding lift in the navel. Yeah. So now your pelvis is more level, keeping all of that awareness. As you breathe in, please float the shoulders up a little bit. So you're long from hips to armpits. Side body is nice and long. Call this the side body. Yeah. And then turn the palms to face front. When you do that, you'll feel the upper arms roll out, inner bicep to outer tricep. You'll feel your shoulder blades move in towards spine, keeping that. Lift the sternum, but stay full at the back of the waistline, so you're not overarching. And finally, from the base of your skull, telescope upwards, so you feel almost like an antenna at the back of your head. So you're standing very mindfully in this mountain pose, which really is the basic pose, which will lead us to all the other poses. I want you to feel what it feels like to stand with this much mindfulness in the way that your feet connect to the earth. Just feel this. Please breathe in. Breathe out. Let your belly be soft. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Now let's start moving the arms and the breath. So you'll inhale, lift the arms shoulder height. Exhale and release. Keep awareness in your feet, your foundation. Inhale, lift the arms a little bit higher. Exhale, release the arms. Engaging your quads. Feels like you're lifting your kneecaps up. Inhale, lift the arms to your comfortable maximum. Exhale, release. And now see if you can interlace the hands, press the palms away, and then lift the arms any amount more you can. I'm going to step back a little bit. You see a little bit more of what my hands are doing. The only problem with that is then it looks like I'm really small. But anyway, what I want to emphasize is that your feet are rooted and you try to stretch your arms really straight and then crescent over to one side a little bit. Good. And then inhale, come up and crescent to the other side. Stretch your arms. Inhale, come up. Exhale, just melt the arms. Yeah, really good. Nice. Now, let's try turning the chair around for now. And I want to do a supported forward fold. So you're going to stand tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. Take your chin to your chest and round down your spine. Your hands can come to the chair. You can stay there. Or you can bring your forearms onto the chair. You can stay there. Or those of you that are super flexible in the backs of your legs, the hamstrings, you might want to grab a block and put it right in front of your feet so you can hang over, but I do want your hands to be weight bearing. So you're folding over, release the neck and head. Then everyone try. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, straighten. Release the shoulders, release the neck. Some of you might even have hands on floor, as long as they're weight bearing. Any of those variations of where you're putting your hands on the surface is fine. Continue to inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten. Now, putting your hands on your chosen surface. Inhale, bend your knees and look forward. Extend your spine nice and long. This one's called half forward fold or Ardha Uttanasana. And then you're going to fold over. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Spine is long, tailbone draws back, heart draws forward, and fold. And once again, inhale, bend the knees, look forward, extend your spine nice and long, and fold. Good. Now, come on up halfway and move your block if you have a block. Take your left foot a little closer to the seat of the chair. Take the right leg back in a lunge. All right. Yeah, so this class we're emphasizing being aware of your foundation. What is the foundation? That's any part of your body that's touching the floor. So look with your own eyes and also sense inwardly that front foot is really grounded, the inner edge and the outer edge of that foot. Then your back foot is coming up on the tiptoes. So sometimes you have to slide it back a little bit so the heel can be more vertical. So I want you to inhale, lift the back thigh, lift your hips, and then bend the front knee more. Get a nice stretch in the legs, right? The front knees, front thigh bone and knee are moving forward and the back thigh is pressing back. Good. So you can do that. Inhale, lift the back leg and hips. Exhale, descend the front thigh with hands on chair. To make it a little more challenging, make your fingertips very light. You're putting a little more weight on the legs. So you're here. That's choice B. Choice C is hands on hips. Now you're bringing your shoulders over your hips. You're staying rooted in your foundation. And then finally, another choice is to lift one arm, alternate the arm lifting, or both arms lifting. So notice this is an asymmetrical moment. To balance is more challenging. So yeah, good. Do the best you can. Remember to breathe and to release it. Hold on. Step forward in one or more steps. Take the other leg back in a lunge. So we call this parallel lunge. The back heel is lifting. Front knee is vertical over ankle. Inhale, lift your back thigh up, lift your hips up, then bend the front knee. Just try that together, everyone. Inhale, lift the back thigh, lift the hip, descend the front knee. The front thigh, I should say, and you're bending the front knee more. Sorry that my dog Rocky is barking. Another variation is to make the torso come up a little bit. You have more weight now in your feet and legs, more work. Fingers, just 2 fingers touching the chair, keeping you balanced. And then yet another level of challenge. I want you all to challenge yourself appropriately, right? Because everyone's in a different place in their practice. What's going to help me here in my balance and my grounding is breathing, steady breath, and squeezing the inner thighs together a little bit. Yeah, tailbone into the body, navel into the body. Then maybe lift one arm. Maybe alternate that. And you could also hold onto the chair and alternate. Or the hardest one of this series right now is lifting the arms up in this asymmetrical pose. So we're going to go from noticing which side was easier, which side was harder. And then we're going to go into a symmetrical pose. So hold on, we're going to go into down dog. Hold on, this is a modified down dog. Step the right leg back. And you're in an upside down V shape now. Downward facing dog, quarter dog on the chair. In this pose, I want you to be aware of what your feet are doing. Yes. And lift the upper arm bones away from the earth a little bit. Melt the heart a little bit. Everybody bend your knees, raise your sit bones a little bit so that you're getting a little more concavity here in the lower lumbar area. And then stretch everything. Stretch your arms, stretch your spine. Stretch your legs. Breathe. Notice. Yeah, good. Also, I'd like you today to think about energy moving down the backs of the legs into the earth and then up the fronts of the legs. So picture that circle. Energy moving down the back of the leg into the earth and then coming up the front of the leg. So think about rooting for stability and then lifting for more stability, right? Engaging the quads. Very, very good. And walk forward. When you get there, bend your knees. You can take your arms to rest on the high back of the chair or parallel to the floor. Holding the pose, you're strengthening your legs, right? Staying rooted in the feet, strengthening the quads here, the thighs, and then press into the feet. Inhale, rise up to standing, reach up high. This is the pose, Urdhva Hastasana. And gently melt your arms. Very good. Now, I would like you to turn the chair around and have the back 2 feet of the chair on the long edge of the mat. I'm going to take you into a couple of standing poses. The standing poses, we're going to start with a warrior 2. Really good for grounding and creating a sense of stability and strength. All right. So hold on to your chair. If you need to, take a wide stance. So your feet start out parallel like this. You know, it's interesting when you're studying the chakras, it's associated with different things, colors. You can explore what it feels like to wear red all week. That's associated with your root chakra. Gemstones, garnets for chakra number 1, certain foods, eating root vegetables, you know, warming things, and also just to think about the opposite. Like if your chakra at the base of your spine is perhaps not functioning that well, you might feel a lot of fear. If you notice you're feeling very fearful lately, you might want to consider, maybe I need to do some yoga asana to ground myself a little bit more, allay those fears. When you work on the chakra system and this number 1 chakra, it creates a sense of more fearlessness. All right, so let's continue. The feet are parallel and wide. You're going to open your front foot. I'll do opposite of you. So if you open your right foot, so your toes are pointing straight forward. Angle the back foot in a little bit. So notice my toes on the back foot turn in and the heel is wider, the widest part of the foot. Now, just right here, right now, with a slight bend in the front knee, can you sense that the weight is even under your feet? That's what I would like. Often we put more weight on the front foot. I want you to put your awareness into the back foot and really press the outer edge of the back foot down, as well as the inner edge. And now bend the front knee. See if you can keep that symmetry. And then straighten. And then look at the knee as you do it again. Bend the knee, keep the feet evenly weighted. Let the knee open up to the pinky toe side of the foot. That's going to carve that front sit bone under toward the pubic bone. Yeah, we want that. And straighten. And then bend the knee again. Stay there. Lift your front arm, shoulder height. You can stay here, or you can come into the full pose with the arm shoulder height, and you're gazing over the middle fingers of your front hand. I want you to feel the earth underneath your feet. Keep that in mind. How are you standing on the earth? Feel that stability that you can connect to the earth, strengthen the lower body, so then the upper body can have more fun. Right? The upper body gets to kind of play a little bit. You could even slide the back hand down the back leg, take the front palm to face your face and lean back ever so slightly, just to play a little bit with the upper body while keeping the lower body very, very grounded. Good. Hold on, press down into both feet, Straighten the leg, parallel the feet, and we'll turn it around. Good, nice. So if you're finding, oh, I'm not able to stay in the pose that long, I'm not able to hold it that long yet, just remind yourself you can come out sooner, that's totally fine, but what I want you to do is reground into your foundation, into the feet, so you come up safely. All right, so we've turned around. Now the front foot is open and pointing straight forward. The back foot is angled in. Once again, before we add the arms, I want you to root evenly, 50-50 weight on each foot. And then straighten the front leg. And now bend it again and open that front knee a little bit toward the pinky side of the foot so that the hip kind of carves in from the back body to the front body. Yeah, good. And straighten. And then to add the front arm, you can be here like this in a modified warrior two, or you can bring that back arm up shoulder height. Traditionally, there's a gaze, there's a drishti point. So your eyes are gazing over the middle finger of the front hand. Just feel your feet as you breathe. Sense the breath, feel the power in the lower body. Really send some energy down through the legs, through the feet, to the earth. And maybe even play, this is optional. Slide the back hand down your back leg a little bit. Front palm faces your face. As you keep bending the front knee, lean back a little bit. Yeah, like that. And then return the arms shoulder height. To come out of the pose, reroot. Press down into the floor. Hold on to your chair if you need to. Straighten the leg. Parallel the feet. Yeah, and walk in. And march in place a little bit. Let go of any tension you may have created. All right, let's do another standing pose. It starts the same way. So that will hopefully feel easier for you. Start with parallel feet. Open your right foot 90 degrees. Angle the back foot in. Right away, bend that front knee. Now we're going to tilt the torso and put the forearm on that front thigh. Palm is up. Still, imagine that your feet are on like a scale, like when you're buying fruit and you want to see how much it weighs. Let the weight be even on that scale. Lengthen in your spine, revolve the torso open. Option is to stay here or turn the top palm up to the sky, swing it back behind you, and stretch the arm right over your head. Ear stays close to bicep. Feel the foundation, the feet, and sense your forearm on your front thigh. From that rootedness, now you get to have more fun in the upper body. You get to twist the upper body, the sternum, the heart lifts up toward the sky, turns toward the sky. And I'm rooting from the outer edge of my back foot all along, and then I'm stretching all along the top edge of the body and feel kind of delicious. Yeah, really good. To come out of it, look down to your front foot, hold on to chair, press off your front thigh. Notice I'm grounding as I transition out of the pose. That's going to keep you safe. Turn the feet around, bend the front knee, those same legs, warrior two legs for extended side angle pose. Good. All right, so here we are, evenly weighted. Bring the front forearm onto the front thigh, palm is up. Feel the earth, lengthen in your spine, breathe. Revolve the torso open. Yeah, good, nice. You can stay here, or if you want to add that top arm, top palm faces the sky, swing it back behind you a bit, and then right over, bring it right over your head so your ear hugs the bicep, and you're rooting into the outer edge of the back foot. Stretch the body, yeah. Gently breathe. You got it. How does it feel to breathe in this pose? That's excellent. And press down to come up. Parallel the feet and walk in. There we go. All right, that was really good. So now I would like you to try putting the chair now to the side because I want to do a balance pose. I want to try two interesting fun balance poses. And again, as we practice today, we're exploring the asymmetry in the body. We all have sides that feel easier to do poses on and sides that feel more difficult. So explore that, and then we'll explore the symmetrical poses to see where that balance is. And we use the practice. We use that awareness to create more balance and equanimity in the body. All right, so here we go. You're going to stand starting in Tadasana. Once again, mountain pose. Feet are sitting bone distance apart. Toes pointing forward. Option is to hold onto the chair if you need it. So please put all your weight on your right foot. I'm going to do opposite of you. And lift the other knee about level with your hip, the front of your hip. See if you can keep the inner and outer edge of the weight-bearing foot nicely rooted, and see if you can just stay here a minute. Perhaps not holding on, perhaps with your hands on your hips, or maybe holding on. You pick. Now, one hand picks up the knee a little bit. Maybe both hands. Now, if this is very hard for you, you can move to a wall and have your hips and back more on the wall while you're doing this. I just want you to feel this. Lift your heart. Really press into the weight-bearing leg. Spine is long. The more you press down, you'll feel this corresponding lift and lengthening in the spine. Yeah, very good. And release. Look down at your feet, set them mindfully. Mountain pose. Now the other leg gets nice and rooted, nice and heavy. Inner and outer edges pressing. You're going to lift your right knee now, keeping the pelvis level. Lift it almost to like a 90-degree angle in relationship to your torso. That's about right, if you can. Try, test your balance. Can you have your hands on your hips? Can you stay rooted in the weight-bearing foot, engaged in that weight-bearing leg while the other leg is lifted? And then you can assist, one hand holding the knee and the shin, or maybe both hands holding. And again, if that's hard, stay holding onto the chair or move to a wall so your back and hips can lean on the wall. Gently breathe, lift your heart. Yeah. Pull the shoulders back. Gently breathe. Excellent. And let go and shake it out. Shake out anything that needs to shake out. So let's now do a more symmetrical pose, a half dog. So using the chair, step back into an L shape. See if you can find your ankles under your hips. Toes pointing forward. Lift the upper arm bones, melt the heart. Bend your knees as you inhale. Exhale, straighten the legs. And feel a stretch at the back of the legs, the hamstrings. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten, and then walk forward. Good. Now I want to do tree pose with you in a way that perhaps you haven't tried before. And again, I'm just showing you, if you need the wall, go to the wall for support. All right. Or the chair, you're holding onto the chair. So put all your weight on your right foot. I'm doing opposite of you. When I say root the foot, I'm just a reminder, I mean to press the big toe mound, the inner heel, the pinky toe mound, and the outer heel. All those points. Okay, good. Now, so you're rooted. You're going to lift the other knee. Now flex the foot. So it's like you pull your toes up toward your own knee and then turn the knee out. Do you remember that game, Hacky Sack? That little ball filled with sort of beans? This would be the move in that. So it's an external rotation here. Feel that. And now, remember tree pose? Many of you know tree pose. Tree pose traditionally would take the foot and connect it either to the floor or to the inner calf or to the inner thigh. But today I'm going to act as if we're going into tree pose, doing this external rotation here, but then bring the foot close, but don't touch. So bring your foot close to your ankle or your inner calf or your inner thigh, but you're not going to touch. See if you can hold that. Maybe bring your hands into your heart. I'm going to come closer to the camera so you can really see what I'm talking about. So I stood firm on one leg, the other knee lifted. I externally rotated, and then I brought it close, but I'm not touching. I'm not making the connection. You see? I'm keeping that space between the sole of the foot and the inner calf. Just root down into the weight-bearing leg, hang out here best you can, and then release. So it really works the hip flexor. Yeah, let's try the other leg. So you're going to root, and then the other knee comes up in about a 90-degree angle in relationship to your torso. Flex the foot. So what does that mean? I'm going to move back so you can see my foot flex. I pick up the toes. Level the hips. Turn that leg out, externally rotating. You take the knee out to the side. And now bring that foot like as if you were going to do tree pose, as if you were going to connect the foot to the inseam of your leggings, but you don't. You hold it out. It's harder in the balance. It's more work for the hip flexors. You can keep it high up and not touch, or more toward the lower leg and ankle and not touch. For today, just try. Stand tall, send some energy down through the weight-bearing foot. Your hands are either on your hips or holding onto your chair. And release. Wow, I don't know about you, but I feel the work. All right, let's do another half dog to go once again from the asymmetrical movements, one-sided movements, to more symmetrical movements. So toes are pointing forward, you're in an L shape. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Really good. And walk forward. Nice. Now, turn the chair around. I'd like to do hip opener with you. Great. So we'll do a seated hip opener. Get to the middle front of your chair. Please gently take one ankle, if you can, and place it on the opposite leg like this. Now, if that's hard for you, slide the bottom foot out. So you're lowering how high you have to lift this top leg. And that could make it more accessible for you. And remember also, as we do these Zoom classes, to listen into your body, please. And if there's a movement that doesn't feel appropriate for your body today, in this moment, in this practice, you can skip it. Just watch. You learn a lot by watching, and then we'll be on to something else in a few minutes. So just honor your body exactly where it is right now. All right, so back to the ankle to knee pose. Flex this foot. Pull the toes back toward their own knee, toward its own knee. Lengthen in your spine. Maybe rock it side to side. This first chakra, chakra number 1, that energy center, that center for the reception of energy, assimilation of energy, and transmission of energy, is right at the base of your spine. Yeah. So hip openers are good for this. Standing poses are good. Forward bends are good. Yeah. To wake up that energy, let it flow. Lengthen in your spine and bow forward. You might feel some stretching in the outer hip rotators. You might feel this in the groin. Don't ever go to pain. So don't push in the practice. If you push, if you work too hard, it can pull you out of alignment. So gently just breathe in, let your breath be the guide. Breathe in, breathe out. If you think about it, right, how this chakra, the obstacle to energy flowing well in this energy center is fear, right? So what happens to your breath when you're fearful? You hold it, you're like, and you tense up, right? You hold it. So being aware of how you're breathing during the day can really help give you a sense of grounding and stability, even when you're facing something scary. Connecting to the breath, feeling your feet, how they are placed on the earth. Right? Good. And release. Excellent. Let's go to the other side if you can. Left the foot. Try to keep both sit bones on the chair. Maybe you have to lean back a little bit in order to adjust that. Flex your foot, flare the toes. The toes are pulling back up toward the knee. Now, if that feels like really kind of hard to do, I find that if I stand up, you're either sitting and doing this, ankle to knee, or you're standing like I'm doing, and you lengthen in your spine, bow forward. You'll feel a stretch here. Yeah. And breathe and notice. Good. Yes. Sometimes when we're too much in our heads, right, got too much going on, we feel ungrounded. Yeah, we're too, even the voice can get really, really high. So you can listen in. What is the quality of your voice? What is the quality of your breath? And I can tell you a little bit of a mirror, can provide a mirror of what's going on. All right, let's sit once again and do a seated twist. So still to the middle front of your chair. Take your right hand, hold sidebar or the seat of the chair if that's too much. The other hand comes to the outside of the knee. You're going to inhale here. Please stay rooted in the feet and in your seat. And then as you inhale, lengthen in the spine and gently from the base of your spine, start to twist to the right. Good. Inhale again. Exhale and twist. Good. Good. Inhale again. Get tall, get spacious inside the body, in between the vertebrae, and twist. Yeah, feel that. And then inhale, come back to center. Good. Other side. Your left hand's either holding the sidebar of the chair or the feet. The other hand is to the outside of the knee, palm faces out. Inhale, root through the feet. Remember those roots you grew at the beginning of class. Root, send the roots down into the earth. Send the roots down under your sit bones, your pelvis, your tailbone. Yeah, keeping all of that lengthen in your spine and gently, gently twist to your left. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Every time you breathe, you just fill up, make space in the body. Every time you exhale, have a sense of releasing, letting go of stress. Good. Inhale, come back to center. I love the yoga practice. I love the breath work. It's a feeling of coming home to yourself, yeah? Or uncovering really this place of calm and groundedness is already within you. You just need to uncover it. Let's do a seated forward fold. So open your knees and feet out a little bit on a diagonal. Bow forward. Maybe you want to grab a block actually and put that between your feet if you have it. If you're bowing forward, you could stay here. You'll feel a little stretch in the lower back. Here you're going to feel more, so my hands are coming down to the block. Let me move back a little bit so you can see my hands on the block. Yeah, right there. Release the neck. You can nod your head yes, nod your head no. Release the shoulders. Maybe your hands will come all the way to the floor. That's okay. Stay high up on your fingertips and press the earth. Take a full breath in here. As you breathe in, you may feel your belly press against your thighs. As you breathe out, you may feel your belly retract away from your thighs. And again, breathe in and breathe out. Really good. To come out of the pose, press your hands onto your thigh bones. Good. And gently come out. That was really good. Now I want to do something to strengthen your quads. right? So we want the lower body to be very strong and very grounded so that we feel that support throughout the whole day, right? So please, I'm going to turn my chair to the side, as you can see. I want you to continue sitting on the chair, the front of your chair. You can hold on. Sit nice and tall. So we're going to slide one leg forward and then lift it up and lower it down and bring it back. This is going to work your quads. So let's add the breath to that. Inhale, glide one leg out. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, lower it down. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, glide the leg out. Exhale, pick it up, but don't round your back. So keep the top of your sacrum into the body. You're sitting toward the bones. And then lower down and bring it back. Sit bone, S-I-T, the bones you sit on. They're called ferocities. Yes. Let's do the other leg. I love that. Extend it out, lift it up, lower it down, and bring it back. I remember a student was telling me that she thought I was saying sip bones with a P, like sipping it out of a straw. Isn't that funny? I just want to be very clear. It's S-I-T. T is in Tom. Okay, good. Keep going. Inhale, extend your leg out. Exhale, bring it up to the degree you can. And even if you need to help it with your hands, you can do that. Inhale, release down, bring it back. Inhale, glide it out. Exhale, lift it up a little bit or a little more, but no higher than the other thigh. Because if you did, look what would happen. If you lifted it higher, then you would be forced to round the back. And I don't want you to round the back. So that's what not to do. Good. All right. Now, I would like you to come to standing again. So you can press onto your feet and come on up. All right, we haven't done triangle pose, so I'd really like to do a supported triangle pose. So let's see, from here, we're going to use the chair like this. The seat is facing you. And you're going to straddle the mat. So your toes now are facing the long edge of the mat. The front foot is close to the seat of the chair, and you're going to just open that front foot 90 degrees, and then widen the back heel out. Yeah, so see how the back toes are slanted in? One more detail. Look down. Can you draw an imaginary line from the front heel? Straight back. It should bisect the arch of the back foot. So why all this attention to detail? Because optimal form equals optimal function. So it's going to make it easier in the long run. You're going to feel so good in your practice, and you're not going to injure yourself. So it's worth taking the time to notice how you're standing on the earth. All right, please place your front hand on the middle of the chair, or the front seat, and bend the knee to start. Other hand can be on hip. All right, so here we go. Root, 4 points of front foot. Big toe mound, inner heel, pinky toe mound, outer heel. Then straighten that leg to the degree that you can. You're gonna feel a stretch right here on the inside. If it's too much, keep a little bend in the knee for now. But ultimately, we're going for straight legs, both legs straight. Triangle pose, Utthita Trikonasana. All the poses have their Sanskrit names. Now, you're gonna revolve the torso open to the sky. So it feels like the underneath belly sweeps up to the top belly. And your heart, your sternum turned up. Good. Now, lift your top arm up if it feels okay for you. Otherwise, keep the hand on the hip. Now, there are different ways to set your eye gaze. You can look down to your front foot. That's the best for ease of the neck and for balance, maximum balance. You can look straight ahead, more in the direction of your belly button. Or you can look, classically, it's to look up to your top thumb as you lean back a little bit and you stretch everything. So see what works for you today. Again, while you're opening up the upper body, while the upper body is twisting open and stretching everything, you're aware of your feet and how you're placing your feet on the earth. and how grounded you are, and that you're not rolling to the inner or outer edges of your feet. Yeah, they're evenly weighted, really good. You can play with the top arm, just reach it over your top ear for fun. And then hold on to the chair with both hands. Step back into a symmetrical quarter dog. You see how we keep playing with one-sided poses and then two-sided poses. It's a great way to kind of explore the balance in your body. Noticing what goes on the left side, noticing what goes on the right side. Yeah, good. Bend your knees, lift your head, walk forward. When you get there, bend your knees, look forward, take your hands on the high back of the chair. We did this before. I'm going to repeat that. And then lift your arms parallel to the floor. Your feet are parallel as well. And then press down into the feet as you lift the arms up and release. Good. Let's do the other side. I'm going to turn the chair to the other side so I can still look at you, still face you. All right. So wide stance of the feet. The feet are parallel. You're doing great, by the way. Open the front toes 90 degrees. You'll find the toes a little bit under the seat of the chair. Back foot is angled in. And again, take the time to just look down and just draw an imaginary line from the front heel straight back. It's going to bisect the arch of the back foot. Please bend the front knee, hold onto the chair, right in the middle of the seat. Other hand on hips, slowly straighten the legs. Good, best you can. If it's hard, you can keep the knee bent, or you might even try sliding the back foot a little further back. Might make it easier to be weight bearing on this hand. Yeah, good. Excellent, feel the feet. From the feet, you can just press down through the legs, through the feet, into the earth, grow roots. And as you breathe, lengthen in the spine, revolve the torso open. Underneath belly sweeps up to the top belly. Sternum turns to the sky. Maybe lift your top arm up. If your neck hurts today, just look down to the front foot. If it's fine, you can gaze out in front. Or you can look up to your top thumb. That's the classic. Drishti, it's called drishti in Sanskrit. Stretch everything. Yeah, really good. Feel the rootedness. Feel the power, the stability that you've created. And use your breath to keep your energy up. Yeah, really good. Triangle pose. One of my favorites. And let's do the final down dog for today's class. Hold on to the chair. Stretch your arms, lift your upper arms away from the floor, lift your upper chest. At the same time you're doing that, melt the heart. And for today, I want you to think about energy moving down the back of the leg, through the heels into the earth, and then coming back up the front of the legs, lifting the kneecaps up. Yeah, so that circle of energy. Connecting to the earth, drawing energy from the earth. Yeah, good. Really good. And walk forward. When you get there, bend your knees, open your arms out to the side. Inhale, lift the arms up overhead, and exhale the hands in front of the heart. Really good. So the next thing I'd like to do with you, I want to leave time for a meditation that is specific to opening up the energy in the first chakra, chakra number 1, Muladhara. So please find a comfortable seat. You can sit on your chair. In this class, we don't do floor poses. We just do things on the chair or standing. So in case you were wondering why we didn't do poses on the floor, that's just what we do in this class at the library. So this is kind of a fun meditation. And there is even a hand mudra that you could try, the earth mudra. So you can put if you want to try it, your thumb touches the ring finger, and then you rest the knuckles right on your lap, palms up. Yeah, so the first thing I want you to do is just find a comfortable seat. Feel the feet. Feel the weight is balanced under your feet, under your seat, your hip. Lean back a little bit. Lift the sternum. Sides of throat draw back. Close your eyes a moment. Draw inward for a moment. Just breathe in and breathe out. Good. I'd like you to become aware now of the effect of gravity on your body and begin to experience a heaviness that becomes a feeling of stability, and allow that heaviness, the effect of gravity, to create a feeling of stillness as well. And now please think about the element of earth, the qualities of earth. Feel as if you're rooting yourself firmly into the earth, while at the same time drawing upwards stability and strength from the ground beneath you. And I'd like us to use 3 affirmations today as we connect to that root chakra, chakra number 1, Muladhara, the base of your spine. You can picture that circle of red, an orb of red, beautiful red light right there. So the first one is, I'm exactly where I need to be. I am exactly where I need to be. The next one is, my patience is infinite. My patience is infinite. And finally, for today, my path in life reveals itself to me. My path in life reveals itself to me. Now, everyone, you can gently release that meditation practice. And I want to thank you all for coming together and joining in practice today. So we usually end class with namaste. It means the light in me honors the light in each of you. And I want to invite you to come back next week. Maybe wear orange for the next chakra that we'll talk about. It's kind of fun to work with these energies. So I hope you enjoyed.